Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is a paid request from Chris. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it. PayPal is usually the best way to do it. I do have a Cash App. People have asked about that. But anyway, links are down below in the info box. It could be pretty much any type of video or review or commentary or video game playthrough, ranking tier list, whatever the case, reaction. So Chris wanted me to look at a video, which I did look in the comments. I think Chris commented on it, so he's obviously a fan. It's from a channel called Wrestling with Bum Shadows, and this title, pretty lengthy title, Bummerslam 2024 Part 3, Match 3, Bum Wrestling United Bum Tag Titles, Bushwhackers versus MOM, which is Men on a Mission. So, not really a title that flows out of the ton. But it's pretty much this guy, Wrestling Bum Shadows, just adds voices and stuff and playing with action figures and creates little matches and fights. Now, nothing with stop motion or anything, which I know some people do on YouTube. It's mostly moving the camera. Okay, imagine this is the camera. Like, imagine moving the camera down, so you move it down so that your hand can move stuff, but it's not in the way. So imagine my hand's here, but okay, you move the camera down, and then, like, imagine if I'm doing this, but I move the camera down, so I have the guy move, so you can't see the hands. I could tell what he was doing with that. And I hate to say it, it wasn't for me. I'm sorry to Chris. No offense to the Wrestling with Bum Shadows guy, it just wasn't for me. But I mean, if it is for you, you can always give it a look. I'll have it in the info box down below, the link, if you want to give it a watch and have your own opinion on it. I mean, it's a cool action figure collection he has. I'll say that. It was cool to see all the variety of wrestling action figures he has. Like, I never knew there was a Men on a Mission stack of action figures. Which, Men on a Mission is Mabel, who at one point was King of the Ring. I know he was known for accidentally hurting a lot of people. And he almost got fired, but Kevin Nash... He hurt Kevin Nash when he was Diesel. But Kevin Nash like, no, don't fire him. Like, he's not trying to do it on purpose, but he just got to learn. But it was Mabel, I think their manager Oscar, and Mo. So Mabel and Mo were the wrestlers, and they would do like rap stuff, try to have that 90s rap to be hip, and they wore like all purple. But before that, we have Vince McMahon and Jerry the King Lawler, who's going to be the announcers. Now, the Vince McMahon voice wasn't too bad. I will say, though, that the voice that they're having for Jerry the King Lawler, I'm like, is that supposed to be Jerry? He's just very high-pitched, very screechy. Oh my god! Oh my god, Vince McMahon! And I'm like, is that supposed to be Jerry Lawler? That didn't sound anything remotely even close to Jerry Lawler, so I was a bit confused with that. At times, there's music in the background, so it's a little bit hard to hear the dialogue with all this stuff going on in the background and the music. Also, later on, there are times where there's multiple people talking, and because there's multiple people talking, it was hard for me to discern who's saying what to who and what is actually being said. Now, there were a couple of things that were kind of cute that I kind of chuckled at. There's a pallbearer figure. I kind of like that the guy turned everything to black and white and raining. And he was being interviewed by Todd Pettingale, which I remember him from back in the day. And people just keep calling him a dork. So pallbearer says, "My precious little dork." That kind of made me chuckle a bit. Rest in peace to pallbearer. Also, I kind of chuckle like they have Brutus Beefcake, and they just, when he's on screen, he just repeats, "Brutus Beefcake, brutal beefcake, brutal beefcake, Brutus, brutal beefcake, brutal beefcake. He just keeps repeating brutal beefcake over and over again as if there's nothing else he can say. Then the match is going to start. You have Men on a Mission coming out. And instead of "Whoop, there it is," the song "Whoop, there it is, whoop, there it is," and this is instead "Bum, there it is, bum, there it is." I guess because it's bum tad titles. But yeah, a lot of times there's multiple people talking, wasn't sure what was being said. And then the way he was doing the camera, maybe he's trying to invoke that era of WWF later on. That they would do this annoying thing where they would do stuff with the cameras that would just annoy the piss out of people. Well, mission accomplished because it kind of did the same thing here where we would do kind of the zoom in and out, which got really annoying to me. There's also times where, like when the Bushwhackers comes out, it was like bounce. The camera kept bouncing. And I got nauseous. I watch found footage films and I do not get nauseous, but I was getting nauseous with all the bouncing back and forth. Now, I did like the little nods. For example, the superfan Vladimir, he was in the crowd when the Bushwhackers coming out. I thought that was a nice touch. The fact they had the whoa, yay, whoa of the Bushwhackers, and the way they make it seem like they're licking people's faces, which is what they would do. That got a little bit of a chuckle. And then with the match, again, it's one of those things where the camera has to keep being moved, like move lower, so the guy's hand can move the action figure. Okay, move that down a bit more. Okay, move the action figure so people can't see it, his hand, and then it goes back up and down and up. Like you could tell, okay, he's doing that to move it so no one can see his hand. I get it. I mean, not everyone can do stop motion. I wouldn't be able to do stop motion. But it's one of those things that you can notice. And like the match itself, like he couldn't do a whole lot, so because you'd have to be showing your actual hands, so they couldn't do like a lot of moves of clotheslines or body slams or things of that nature. So it's trying to be just more humorous, and the humor is pretty much the Bushwhackers are winning. Somehow, I think it's Oscar, the manager, put some kind of hot sauce or something on Mo and Mabel's ass. So then Bushwhacker, both of them, eat Mo and Mabel's ass. And I guess there's some kind of drug poisoning type of thing. Or because the hot sauce just gets to them. They go on the ground. Mo and Mabel get on top of them. 1, 2, 3, they win. And that's kind of it. I mean, it's not a long bit of business. It was... Let me get the actual time. 1 second. It was, 21 minutes long. I mean, I always give credit for someone to, get something actually uploaded that, is a bit different from the norm. And obviously, him trying to edit all these different voices of, not the actual wrestlers, but I mean just him or whoever, doing each of these voices. Get a nice action figure collection. I'll say that. But yeah, this just wasn't for me. This wasn't my cup of tea. Now, I mean, the person's obviously done quite a few of these, like looking through it. He's done this since, for months and months now. Like, I'm looking through his YouTube channel, and hey, congrats that he's still at it and still committed to it. I'm going back 8 months, and he'll put some clips of WWF and stuff up, which I'm surprised, because WWF is usually pretty anal about that stuff. So I'm actually surprised that yeah, some decent amount of clips, but yeah, I'm surprised WWF didn't do anything. I'm glad they didn't. But you tell, like, he's got Royal Rumble update. We got Boss Man in the thumbnail. Yeah, Mean Gene talking to the Heart Foundation. We got Mean Gene and announcements. Royal Rumble 2024 commercial. Tag Team Royal Bumble match. One of them is like 49 minutes long. So, I mean, I appreciate the commitment to it. Just not my cup of tea. Just wasn't for me. I mean, I didn't really find a lot of it that funny. It's that whole lot of it that I really got out of it. I mean, if Chris likes it, that's cool. Because, yeah, I think in this, you're on the comment section. Just, I'm guessing you're Chris Dreyer here. This is really good, like the time of the jokes. Not dwelling on each one too long. This is awesome. You only get better, man. Would like to bum bite more with that hot sauce. I was assuming that was a heel turn. So he's definitely into it. That's cool. Nothing wrong with that. We're not all going to be into the same things. But yeah, this just, yeah, I just didn't find it that funny. I didn't really think anything of it. Like I said, it's the audio. Sometimes you can't understand what they're saying. Either the music or too many people talking. Jerry Lawler, I didn't even know that was his voice. Or that's supposed to be his voice. Because I don't, like, why is it so high pitched? Why is it so screechy? Someone eating someone's ass because of sauce is just not my top notch of humor for me personally. The way it's done, I mean, I wouldn't know how to do anything with action figures, but you know, it's one of those things that on YouTube, you know, there are people that do it with, you know, stop motion and things of that nature, so it's hard to compete. Just like me, I mean, there are people that do reviews that are much more extravagant and much more complicated and much more film footage, film clips, editing, skits, that there's a reason why their channels are bigger than mine. There's a reason their channels are more successful than mine. That people enjoy that stuff more than they would my stuff. And I understand that. But it's just, if he's comfortable with doing that and he enjoys it and people like it, that's cool. Doesn't matter what I say. Have at it, man. Don't let anyone tell you differently. So that's all cool. I mean, it's just, it was cool seeing all the action figures. Not every day someone references Men on a Mission in the Bushwhackers. So that was a bit different. So, like the idea. Maybe, you know, less of the camera work going zooming in and out and bouncing up and down. That just got a bit irritating, and again with the sound and not understand what people are saying. So maybe there are jokes I missed because there's people talking over each other, or because the music was louder than some of the stuff. It just wasn't for me. But glad that you liked it, Chris. And hey, again, links are down below. Give it a look for yourself. Maybe you will enjoy it. Maybe you will have some fun and some goofy silliness entertainment out of it. And there's nothing wrong with that. So go for it. Check it out and give a look for yourself. Because he's definitely got a lot of videos on it, so if maybe one didn't work, there could be another, then maybe the others did and will work for you. So, with that said, Thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.